Hey everybody, welcome to Degen Safe. I'm John and this is my partner Caleb, and we're here today to kind of give you a little introduction as to what Degen Safe is, why you should be here, and why you should follow us. Hit that like and subscribe button. But basically, I'll just give a quick intro and then I'll turn it over here to Caleb. But Degen Safe is a place to kind of get information on meme coins. We're kind of backed by LC Shib, and LC Shib is an amazing meme coin, but it's more than a meme coin on Solana. They're actually creating kind of the pump fund killer. They're creating a safe space, a launch pad for new projects that are going to be launching that will be kind of rug proof, which the space really needs. And we'll get more into that later in this video. But for right now, I just wanted to give you a quick introduction, kind of so you can get to know myself and Caleb and what we're going to be talking about on this channel. And then you can look forward to us uploading at least one, maybe two videos a week talking about the Degen space and how we can make it a little safer. So anyways, with no further ado, I want to turn over to Caleb and he can kind of say hi and introduce himself.
Hi, my name's Caleb. I've been in crypto now for, going on 4 years. I have a unique story with crypto, right? I have a unique story with John, right? It's so we'll get more into that later. I think that'll develop downstream. But I think the most unique story that me and John share when it comes to Degen Safe is we actually tried to create this about a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah.
We ran into somebody that was passionate about this. Come to find out, he wasn't as passionate about it as we were, and it wasn't as safe to partner with him as we thought it was.
Welcome to crypto.
But we've already thought through a lot of this. We've already thought through the platform, and it's because we see the problems.
Yeah.
Right? We see the problems in the space surrounding this. I think Pump Fund, the amount of money that they've accumulated through scam tokens shows the problem, mind-blowing, right? And for crypto to grow, for it to become a place where more people are going to want to come into it, we need a place where people feel safer.
Exactly.
And I use the word safer because you can't have it both ways, right? You can't say, hey, I want the Wild West, but I don't want centralization that's going to tell me what I can and can't do, or hey, I want centralization, but I want the Wild West, right?
Yeah.
The best you can hope for, in my opinion, is the Wild West with a good sheriff.
Exactly.
Right? The Wild West with a good sheriff. And so that's kind of what I see Degen Safe trying to become, is the Wild West with a good sheriff, to where you have the freedom, it's your money, to come in and invest in things, but there's still a sheriff in town.
Exactly.
Right? The gangs aren't running it. Right? We still have a sheriff. He's still protecting the people. But at the end of the day, you're in the Wild West.
Take your own risk.
And you're here. That's right. And you're here because you're a Degen.
Yeah.
Right? You're here because you want to gamble. You want to be a part of these things. And you want to make money. And guess what? As John always says, in this space, there's people that make money. There's people that lose money. And that's every space.
Yep.
Right? And so our goal at Degen Safe is, number one, to create that place that is safe, to where there's at least a sheriff in town. And then also to coach people up and how to be a part of the group that makes money.
Exactly.
Right? What are the things you got to do to be in that group rather than lose money?
Yeah.
Right? I think it's a prereq for that is like being crypto at least a year because you lost money in the first year.
Exactly. Well,
it's everybody's story.
Knowledge is power. I'll add to that. And I think, and that's the whole thing, is like you can go into an unsafe space, and if you understand the surroundings, if you understand what to look for, you understand, hey, that looks a little shady, or this looks that, you can maneuver your way through a unsafe space and come out on the other side winning, and that's kind of what we're about here at the Degen Safe, as far as the YouTube channel and the X and stuff that we're creating. But like I said, we will be linked to LC Shib, supporting them on their creation of basically the Degen Safe, which will be, like I said, the pump fund killer. But here on our channels, we're going to be giving you a lot of information on what's going on in the space and how to maneuver through this, what to look for, how to check contracts, what kind of projects you might want to put your money into. Now, like I said, don't get me wrong. Nothing we say is financial advice, and you definitely need to do your own research and do your own due diligence. But all we're going to hopefully be doing is giving you tools for your utility belt that you can say, okay, you know what? Maybe I should look at this. Maybe I should look at what has the team done before, so on and so on, to see if this is something I want to take a risk on, right? Because, like I said, make no mistake, everything you put your money in crypto is a risk. And it's just how much of that risk you're willing to take and how big of a reward you want to make, right? Like I always say in my videos, over on Apex Syndicates, is that, only invest what you're willing to lose, but only invest, what you're willing to make, right? It's a two-way street.
That's right.
So it's a
That's
two.
right.
So yeah.
Well, I mean, I found you, John. To your point, knowledge is power in any space that you go into. I found you because I was looking for knowledge. I was looking for people that had been in the space longer than I had, and I was looking for people that had fallen for traps that I didn't want to fall for.
Yep.
Right? I don't want to go in and learn the hard way. I want to go talk to people that have already learned the hard way, right? And so I got in your group, Aptopia, and I think that's the same reason we're here in this group, right? We're here in this group. Why? Because of LC Shib, because of the person that we know leading this.
Exactly.
The guy leading the charge. He's an early investor in Shib, right?
Yep.
He runs the platforms. Like, he's been in the space. He knows the people.
Yep.
Right? Like, he is familiar not only with the space, he is familiar with the meme space. Right?
Yep.
And so, like, when you find somebody like that, seems to be a good person in the space. He knows the space, and then he knows the sector that you're investing in the space. Why would you not partner with him? Why would you not want to become a part of what he's doing?
Exactly.
Right? That's how all business or all synergies work, right? You find people powerful in a space and you get on board and you help them
exactly
be successful. And that's the whole point of what we're doing here at Degen Safe. We see a guy that wants to do something that we all know is needed. We see it through Pump Fund, the scam that they are.
100%.
And I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it.
It's true.
We see what they've done. We see how they're destroying the space. And we're like, somebody has finally went, hey, I have the ability, because you can have all the desire that you want, right?
Yeah.
You can be like, oh, I have so much desire and passion. Whatever. If you don't have the ability, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Right? And we learned that, right? We had the desire and the passion and all that, but we didn't have the know-how how to navigate that world, and how we had a bunch of great ideas.
Exactly.
But we didn't know how to put those ideas in play, and then we didn't know the people we needed to partner with to be able to build.
And community. Right? You also need to be able to build and have a community to start, because you can have the best product in the world, and if nobody knows about your product, well, it's not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Coca-Cola or whatever you want at McDonald's, like, if they didn't have advertising and people didn't know about them, nobody would buy their product. And it's the same for crypto.
Right.
It's the same for meme coins. It's the same for utility coins. It's the same for anything. It all comes down to marketing, and it's a big, big thing. And a lot of people I see that get into projects are kind of, anti-marketing and this and that. And I understand a lot of that as far as kind of the whole idea of like, oh, we want to grow organically, but people still need to know who you are so you can grow organically. So you kind of have to find that balance, I think, to seeing a project.
But what you're saying is right, John. Marketing is not evil or good. It's not right or wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's how you market. And
exactly.
It's how people use marketing to destroy or
sure.
create and grow something, right?
Exactly.
So
a lot of times what you'll see, not to cut you off, but a lot of times you'll see the marketing and people use the marketing for pumps and dumps, right? So they'll throw a ton of money at it just to pump it up, and then they just dump it down, right? And then that's why people are like, oh, anybody that's doing marketing is just doing pump and dump. Well, not necessarily. I mean, so you have to find that, and that's what we're going to be, hopefully showing you a little bit here on Degen Safe, is how to see what projects are trying to do the pump and dumps and which ones are really marketing for long-term growth, right? And there's a difference.
Yes, absolutely. And so when me and you, John, when we were trying to create our platform, we had all these great ideas, and we did have some amazing ideas. Radium didn't reach out to us, did they?
No.
Right? And so that's kind of my point, right? You're talking about marketing is highly important. Well, this man has access to an entire Shib community, but he also has access to, he's one of the top people in Shib. He knows a lot of other communities as well, right? He's known in the space. But as soon as he has this idea, Radium reaches out to him.
Exactly.
Right? So one of the top people in the infrastructure game reaches out to you, right? So this is the kind of things that I look at and I go, okay, like, not only does he have the desire, the passion, he also has the ability to market it. He also has the ability to create it.
And tapping into community.
What else do you need?
Exactly.
That's right. What else do you need to be able to create an amazing platform where people can come? And now we have a sheriff in town, but we can also access the wild, wild west, right?
Exactly.
So these are the things that are really exciting for me about Degen Safe. This is still a very fresh and new space, crypto.
It is.
Right. And in any fresh and new space, you're going to go through a lot of different cycles, right? And I think Pump Fun is a creation that is a good creation, extremely flawed,
Yep.
but it's a good concept.
Yep.
And typically the first movers in that way are not the winners.
Exactly.
Right? They're just the first movers. And then someone comes along and goes, great concept, but poorly ran.
Exactly.
Let's take the concept and let's build something that's better ran, more safe,
Yep.
more enjoyable, and let's run with it.
Exactly.
And I truly do believe that LC Shib can do that.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be here if I did.
No, I totally agree. And just to kind of give you an example for people that might be watching this, but I think a good example, if you've been around when, the start of the internet, you can look at that exact narrative, what you're just stating, like the difference between Yahoo and Google. Yahoo was out first, before Google,
Yep.
right? And it kind of,
Yep.
and like Yahoo's still there, don't get me wrong, and Pump Fun will always be there, but who's the winner? Google, right? And it's because they said, hey, what can we improve on? What can we do better? And Google excelled, well, leaps and bounds. We know that.
How far do we want to take this game? You ever heard of MySpace?
Yeah, exactly. Facebook. Exactly.
You know what I'm like, how far do we want to go with this game? We can keep going, right?
But just to give you proof to your point, you know what I mean? Like I said, just because you're a first mover doesn't mean you're going to be the master of that domain forever, right?
So. Absolutely. So all I want to say, like maybe in wrapping this intro up, is this: super excited to be a part of Degen Safe, of the LC Shib token. Super excited to have you guys as community members. The more, the merrier. Degen Safe, our channel is going to be all about the meme space.
Exactly.
We're going to talk in the next video why we want to make it all about the meme space. So if you're looking for Cardano or Solana or Ethereum, this ain't the
Get out of here.
Right? There's other channels for that. We want to really tackle the meme space, and there's a reason for that. And I hope you tune in and continue to tune in, because we're going to talk about it in the next video of how I went from a business owner. I'm sure John has a little bit of this too, because he's a businessman, entrepreneur. How I went from a guy creating the crypto space like a business owner and looking at things like a business to going, I lost so much money because that's how I thought. And now thinking this way, and how it totally changed my life in crypto.
Amazing. Well, we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in to Degen Space. Make sure that or Degen Safe, not Space. You said my space. You got me all messed up there, man. Degen Safe. But I just wanted to say, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on that bell notification, because we're going to be sharing a lot of amazing content, amazing alpha, early access to great projects down the road. So follow us on all of our socials. Follow us on X. Like, subscribe, and we look forward to you being a part of our community. So we'll see you on the next video.
See y'all.
Take care.